Today, I would like to share with you my plan for easing into our homeschool schedule for the 2025-2026 homeschool year. Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I am a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 11, 4, and 2. My oldest daughter is going into the 6th grade. My middle son is 4, going into his pre-K year, and then my little toddler is joining him for all of those things because she really wants to do school with us too. So let's go ahead and just jump right into my schedule here. I printed it off, but I will kind of put little notes over here on the screen so that you can kind of stay with me. For the last several years, I've been doing a ease into my school year plan because I find it really hard to just go from a very light summer schedule to boom, just all school. And I found last year especially, even though we were easing into school, my little at the time 3 and 1 year old, they had a really hard time with even just easing back in. So this year we did something a little bit different, and we actually continued a little bit of school most of the summer, basically from the end of the school year to the end of July. And there were a couple weeks that we did take off completely, but most of the time my older daughter was doing a little bit of math, and we were finishing up some sunlight reading. And then my little kids would do some of the other curriculum that I am doing for preschool. So gentle and classical preschool, before 5 in a row, and all about reading pre-reading level. If I have a dedicated video to any of the curriculum that I'm going to talk about today, I will leave a video link down below in the description box, as well as up in the iCards, as many as I can, so that if you're interested in any of these curriculums, that you can watch those videos next. So I made a little list here of all of the first 4 weeks of our school year and what subjects I plan to do starting each week. So I'm going to put up a little graphic over here so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But I have it all planned, and I'm hoping that it works okay. So let's go ahead and start with week 1. Week 1 will be the 3rd week of August. So the time that you're seeing this, it will be our first day of school. And we are going to start a couple of independent subjects per week, and then a couple of subjects with me per week. So this first one is going to be a little bit more full, and then it'll kind of get a little lighter as far as what we're adding each week. So for week 1, my daughter will start her math, and that will be 4 days per week. So we do our Christian Light Math 4 days per week. Then with me, she will be doing Sunlight Level F, which is all about Eastern Hemisphere. So we're going to break it up, and we're going to do the Bible section in kind of our mini earlier morning time. And then we will do history and the read alouds a little bit later on during nap time. I'm hoping that that works out okay for us this year. And then the other thing that she's going to start with me is our On Mission magazines. We're going to start with the Vietnam magazine, which I'm really excited about. I already have a few of the books for that unit that we are going to be using from the library. So I'm really excited about that. And then the last thing that we're going to add next week, or this week when you're seeing it, is that we're going to continue on with some of the preschool work that I've been doing with my little kids. So we're going to be using gentle and classical preschool, which, like I said earlier, we've been doing a little bit of this summer anyway, so that will not seem foreign to them, along with all about reading pre-reading level and before 5 in a row. Now, as far as all about reading goes, this is the poster for that. We have done A through I so far, and so my plan is to kind of pick up the pace a little bit with that. That's all we really got to this summer, but at least it's not nothing. So I'm hoping to do probably 3 lessons a week, I think is my goal, starting on week 1 for all about reading. And then we're also going to be picking up with our Before 5 in a Row book, which we are currently using the book called Katie No Pocket, which is really cute. Then for week 2, that will be the last week of August, my daughter's independent subjects that she's adding will be science and character study. So the way that we structure our science is that 2 days a week, she will listen to the audiobook and do the what do you remember questions. And then the following week, she will do the activities with my mom group that comes over to do science and have coffee. So that will be fun. Then with me, she's going to start our Latin study, which I'm going to be teaching the new lesson for Latin on Fridays. So the second week of school will start Latin on Friday, and then the following week, she will practice the flashcards and do the copy work and things like that. Then, right after week 2, we are taking a full week off to go on a camping trip. So we won't be doing any school while we're gone. And so our technical week 3 will be the second week of September. So for week 3, we are going to add typing and cursive. She does typing 2 days a week and cursive through our Latin program, our copybook, 2 days a week as well. And then with me, we're going to add health, which is from our Abeka health book, and the Burgess bird book that we will be studying this year. More to come on that. I'm going to be making a video about some resources that I got for our Burgess bird book. So stay tuned. So that's week 3. And then the last one is week 4, which will be the third week of September. And the only thing that we're going to still have left at that point is language arts. So my daughter is going to be continuing on with the language arts we started last spring in February, which was the Learning Language Arts Through Literature Purple Book, which is technically for 5th grade, but those types of things don't really matter as much to me as they do her. But we are going to be picking up at, I think, week 17 is what I remember when I was planning it out. So we have weeks 17 through 36 to work on. We've already done the book studies that we're going to do from that program. And then once we finish with that course later on in the year, then we'll worry about what we're doing next. I do already have some things that I have planned, so more to come on that later. But that is my EASN schedule. So like I said, I plan to do an independent subject or 2 new each week, and then a with mom subject or 2 added on each week as well until we add everything in. So I hope that it was helpful for you to kind of hear what we're doing at our homeschool. And if you have any questions or comments about the way that I schedule it or anything like that, please let me know down below. I love talking about homeschool things. So anytime that you want to leave a comment about something, please do. Otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out with me today at Our Homeschool Table, and we'll see you next time.